believe as Democratic Forum, it should have actually given more voice to those voices of dissent. Pakistan is more of a punching bag, in fact, but particularly impressed with our honourable MP, who is a Brexiteer, who didn't want actually his decision to be made in Brussels, but he actually wants to make decisions by sitting in London. What happens 5,000 miles away in Pakistan? The Pakistan shouldn't build China-Pakistan economic corridor, which is totally ridiculous. Right? And I must tell him that after Brexit, in fact, even Romania wouldn't listen to you. So forget about even Pakistan listening to your good opinion and your.
Well, I say is I've got 10,000 Romanian citizens in my constituency who listen to me on a regular basis. So I have a very, very multicultural basis. What I can say to you, I think, is very important, actually, in this process. It is not the UK's role to interfere in world affairs. What I give is my opinion in the UK and what the UK should be doing, lobbying within the United Nations. And what I talked about was the threat to India and to the West of state-sponsored terrorism emanating from Pakistan. And that is the key issue, whether Pakistan is a victim or the perpetrator of terrorism. There is no doubt whatsoever terrorism emanates from Pakistan.
Well, I would just like to ask anyone who has a brief question, please, or a brief comment to make. Yes.
Very brief comment.
I'd just like to say it's very interesting to hear all the different aspects of this debate. So please, can I just make a small appeal that whoever's here, could we please make sure that we show due respect to the chair, the panel, and everybody else who's taking part, and not to try and hijack a meeting, however emotionally stirred up it might be. Because if we're trying to achieve peace in the world, whether it's about Pakistan, India, Afghanistan, wherever, we won't do it unless we do it peacefully and look at it sensibly and logically.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other points? Yes, sir.
Well, I've got a comment because National Action Plan has been termed here as no action plan. But in fact, what's happening there under the National Action Plan, and I would like to draw your attention, what happened to Baba Jan and his 11 companions? They are behind bars for 40 years. Just, and can you imagine that sort of situation there? And what's happening? Lands are being grabbed there in Gilgit-Baltistan. And on 14th of August, 3 of our workers, they have been charged under National Action Plan just for raising slogans. So, I mean, this National Action Plan is in fact against the nationalists and against those voices which are rising there for the rights of people living there. So it's not no action plan, it's
you guys are asking Pakistan to make you a part of Pakistani province, so don't say that. This is the demand from Gilgit-Baltistan, they want to be considered a province of Pakistan. There is no such thing as separate Gilgit-Baltistan.
Any other brief questions? Or
one quick.
Yes?
Yes. As Christian Fair said, fighting to the end. When this fight will end? Is there any light at the end? When this army's fight will end? Yeah, that's the question.
Yeah, when
the army's fighting to the end, she's saying, when this fight will end?
I mean, look, it's not going to end, and fundamentally that's the argument. I think Akil and we have different methods of argumentation, different data, but we kind of come to the same place, and that is the army has a pretty good gig in Pakistan. As long as it has this existential enemy in a conflict that will never end, the Pakistan army can continue to justify to itself and to its people perennially intervening directly and indirectly, and also hogging, to use Akil's metaphor, most of the budget. So I think Akil and we don't disagree when he noted that, for example, Nawaz Sharif came on a platform in the 2013 election of normalizing relations with India, at least on the economic front. It was the army that undermined him. When Nawaz Sharif tried to forge peace with Vajpayee in 1999, it was the army that undermined him with Kargil. Why does the Army do this? The Army doesn't want peace. And I think the sooner we realize this, I think the sooner our respective countries can get on to developing a more sensible policy for a country that doesn't really want to negotiate. And actually the Pakistan Army, for all intents and purposes, dictates the most pernicious policies of the region. And we can't buy our way out of this. We have to deal with Pakistan coercively, not by opening up the checkbook.
Thank you.
Look, I just want to I love democracy. I'm relatively educated. What else?
Smart.
Expert.
I have a comment to make for about 2 to 3 minutes.
No.
Not comment, question, please.
No question.
We really don't have time.
Because I think I am Pakistan Army advisor in Pakistan High Commission.
I should have called out to you with my speech, because every speech I've made in the last few years, there has been someone from the army. The last time I met a gentleman, he told me, you have these views, you must be a Baloch, or maybe a Pathan, a Pakhtun. I said, well. And then he told me, he said, sir, you better be careful while swimming in the river that there are crocodiles. So I know I don't blame you for what you do. I always wonder, though, that, you know, reporting on people from your own country who don't necessarily mean bad for their country in a light. And so what happened after that talk was op-eds were written by Lafafa journalists, as we call them, in the news, in other outlets, about me, first of all, being a Pashtun. So being a Pashtun or a Baloch, by default, puts you in the traitor category. You have to prove that you're a Pakistani. Pakistani enough. You don't have to agree with me. In any case, what I'm trying to say is, look, whatever I said today is based on my research. I'm not here to bash Pakistan. Let's not equate Pakistan with its establishment or army. Pakistan is a broader entity. Pakistan has a civil society. Pakistan has 160 million other people. The national interest, which is defined by the army, is problematic, and we have to question that. By questioning the army of Pakistan, you're always branded as a traitor or, you know, CIA agent or raw agent. We need to go beyond these categorization and labeling people and engage them in a dialogue. I'm very happy to talk to anyone who's here. But just saying, oh, you know, you're not acknowledging America is evil, we can say all that, but we ourselves have to look deep inside and see the problems that we've created for ourselves. Well, that's all. Thank you.
Time has caught up with us. It just remains for me to thank you all for a very lively discussion, for coming and on a hot day and contributing to this discussion. And to thank Mr. Ajit Singh Bhamra of the Democracy Forum for arranging this, and Kyle Orton on our behalf. You could thank the Henry Jackson Society. And Mr. Blackman, thank you very much for your participation.